This is being touted as the biggest investment under the very ambitious India Semiconductor Mission plan, where there were not many takers up until Prime Minister went to the US and sought audience with Micron. And it looks like we're moving very fast, rather, towards a manufacturing economy. PLI,
look at the
Semiconductor
PLI
Mission plan.
In laptops.
Absolutely.
Now, I think it's important to point out that just about a month ago, you had 40. The deadline was midnight, and you had 40 manufacturers or brands of laptops that sort of put in that application to avail of the PLI. Now, reports coming in late last night suggest that as many as 30 to 32 of those 40 applications are eligible to avail PLI.
Okay.
And it looks like, and again, look at the pace with which this is moving. Within a month, you have possibly by end of September, early October, government is saying that the list of those beneficiaries of PLI, the brands which will participate in the production-linked incentive scheme of the government, should be announced by end of September stroke early October. By then, we would know which out of these 32 eligible brands will actually start making laptops, PCs, tablets, hardware in India. And again, link this to the kind of economic opportunity, the jobs which would be created by way of this PLI in manufacturing of IT hardware is to the tune of about 75,000. 75,000 direct jobs are going to get created by way of this PLI. Now, look at the fillip that the government is receiving in terms of confidence that the outlay for PLI in IT hardware was 17,000 crore rupees. Overall, the PLI scheme is at about 1.97 lakh crore rupees, out of which 17,000 crore rupees, or almost 15% of the PLI, is allocated to IT hardware. And look at the response the scheme has generated, that it looks like that 17,000 crore rupee corpus may have to go up to about 23,000 crore rupees.
May not be enough.
17,000 crores may not be enough, and it may actually be pushed up to almost 22,800 crore rupees or 23,000 crore rupees to enable these X number of brands out of the 32 eligible brands, which include the likes of HP, Acer, Lenovo, Dell, to make in India and avail of this PLI scheme. Now, remember, one exception to this PLI is Apple. Apple is saying that it is not going
not needed.
Not needed. I think anybody would want an incentive.
But looks like Apple it's not going to set up a plant
so Apple does not manufacture directly.
Right.
So I think there was so much talk last month that, hey, why hasn't Apple applied for PLI? Apple hasn't, but one of its contract manufacturers, Foxconn has applied for this PLI through one of its subsidiaries. But this PLI is not restricted only to global brands setting up shop in India, but also Indian manufacturers. Dixon, for example, homegrown, Noida-based, publicly listed company, Dixon, through one of its subsidiaries, has bid for this PLI scheme. Lava, the maker of smartphones, seems to be having its eyes on a larger laptop PC manufacturing base and has applied for PLI. So you have a mix of global as well as Indian brands vying for this PLI incentive, and hopefully manufacturing should groundbreaking, and then manufacturing should kickstart in the next couple of months.
All right, and it could happen in the next couple of months. Next couple of months are extremely very crucial for the government. State elections, going into national elections, and hopefully there'll be enough to show on the report card for the government to be re-elected.